Have you ever looked at billionaires like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, or Warren Buffett and wondered how they stay so calm, even when their net worth swings by billions in a single day? Most of us would be a total wreck if our bank account dropped by $1,000, let alone $1 billion. So, what's their secret? Is it just because they have so much money they don't care? Well, not exactly. The truth is much deeper and more fascinating. It's not just about the zeros in their bank account. It's about a fundamental shift in how they think about money, wealth, and life itself. Today, we're diving deep into the mindset of the ultra-wealthy to uncover why they never seem to panic about money and how we can apply some of their principles to our own lives to build more financial peace, regardless of our income. First, let's get one thing straight. When we talk about billionaires not panicking, we're not talking about their day-to-day spending. They're not worried about the price of groceries or gas. The real game they're playing is with their net worth, which is mostly tied up in assets like stocks, real estate, and private companies. This is the first crucial distinction. They understand the difference between cash and assets. For most people, our financial world revolves around cash flow, money coming in from a job, and money going out for bills. If that flow is disrupted, panic sets in. Billionaires, on the other hand, focus on their asset column. They know that the value of these assets will fluctuate. The stock market goes up, it goes down. It's a natural cycle. They see these fluctuations not as a loss of actual money, but as a temporary change in the market's valuation of their holdings. They haven't lost $1 billion until they sell their assets at that lower price, which they rarely do in a panic. This is the paper loss versus realized loss concept. They play the long game. This brings us to the second key principle, an incredibly long-term perspective. Warren Buffett famously said, "Our favorite holding period is forever." This isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a core philosophy. When you invest with the intention of holding for decades, the daily or even yearly ups and downs become irrelevant noise. Think of it like planting an oak tree. You don't dig it up every week to check if the roots are growing. You trust the process, water it, and let it grow over time. Billionaires view their core investments in the same way. They've done their homework, they believe in the fundamental value of the companies or properties they own, and they're willing to wait for that value to be realized over many, many years. This long-term view acts as a powerful psychological buffer against short-term market panic. While everyone else is reacting to scary news headlines and selling low, they're often quietly buying more, seeing the dip as a discount. The third, and perhaps most important, reason billionaires don't panic is their focus on creating value, not just accumulating money. For people like Elon Musk, the money is a byproduct of his mission to revolutionize transportation and space travel. For Bill Gates, it was about putting a computer on every desk. Their primary driver isn't the number in their bank account, it's the impact they're making. Money is simply the fuel for their mission. It's a tool that allows them to hire the best engineers, build bigger factories, and fund ambitious research. When your focus is on building something greater than yourself, you become less attached to the score. Think of a video game. Are you constantly staring at your score, or are you immersed in the challenge of beating the next level? The world's wealthiest are playing the game of innovation and enterprise. The money is just how you keep score, but it's not the game itself. This mission-driven mindset provides an incredible amount of stability. Even if their net worth takes a hit, the mission remains. Their purpose isn't diminished, so their resolve doesn't waver. Another crucial factor is their relationship with risk. It's a common misconception that billionaires are reckless gamblers. The reality is quite the opposite. They are masters of calculated asymmetrical risk. What does that mean? It means they look for opportunities where the potential upside is massive, while the potential downside is limited and known. When a venture capitalist invests in 10 startups, they know that 9 might fail. That's the limited downside. They only invest what they are fully prepared to lose. But if that one startup becomes the next Google, the upside is 1000x or more. They diversify, but not in the way most people think. They understand that the biggest risk is not taking any risk at all. By carefully managing their downside, they give themselves the freedom to swing for the fences without the fear of striking out completely. So, how can we apply these billionaire mindsets to our own lives? First, start thinking like an owner, not just a consumer. This means shifting your focus from just earning and spending to acquiring assets. An asset is anything that has the potential to grow in value or generate income for you. This could be stocks, a side business, real estate, or even just developing a high-value skill. The goal is to build your asset column, even if you start small. You don't need millions. You can buy a single share of an ETF for less than $100. The key is to start, and to understand that you're now an owner. This mental shift is powerful. You'll start seeing market dips not as a crisis, but as a potential buying opportunity. Second, adopt a long-term perspective with your finances. Whether you're investing for retirement or another long-term goal, stop checking your portfolio every day. It's like weighing yourself every hour when you re on a diet. It's just going to drive you crazy and lead to bad decisions. Set up an automated investment plan. Trust the process and focus on the decades ahead, not the daily drama. This will free up an immense amount of mental energy and prevent you from making emotion-driven mistakes, like selling at the bottom of a market crash. Remember Warren Buffett's 2 rules. Rule 1, never lose money. Rule 2, never forget Rule 1. This doesn't mean your investments will never go down in value. It means don't panic and sell at a loss, locking in that paper loss and turning it into a real one. Third, find your own mission. What are you working towards beyond just paying the bills? This doesn't have to be as grand as colonizing Mars. It could be achieving financial independence to spend more time with your family, building a side business around a passion, or saving up to travel the world. This purpose-driven approach gives your financial journey meaning and makes you less likely to be swayed by fear or greed. It transforms money from a source of anxiety into a tool for building the life you want. The safe option is actually a guaranteed loss of purchasing power over time. Educate yourself on investing and start taking small, calculated risks. The goal is not to get rich quick, but to get rich surely. Learn about diversification, understand your own risk tolerance, and make informed decisions. Don't invest in things you don't understand just because someone on the internet told you to. Do your own research. True financial security doesn't come from avoiding risk. It comes from understanding and managing it intelligently. In the end, the reason billionaires do unpanic about money is because they're replaying a different game than most of us. They're not focused on hoarding cash. They're focused on owning assets. They're not thinking about next week. They're thinking about the next decade. And they're not driven by money itself, but by a mission that money helps to fund. By adopting these core principles, focusing on assets, thinking long-term, finding your purpose, and managing risk intelligently, we can all cultivate a healthier, more resilient relationship with money. You might not become a billionaire, but you can achieve something arguably more valuable: financial peace of mind. Thanks for watching. If you found this perspective helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that helps you build a wealthier life and mindset. Let me know in the comments which of these principles resonated with you the most. See you in the next video.